to today's daily sales huddle here at UMortgage every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have a training for our team. So whether that's something like Kyle's doing today, crafting a +1 experience, or social media or product specific or market insight, we always focus on helping our team and your partners get better every single day. So that's what we're here to do today. And like I said, today we're joined by Kyle Koller, one of the best, talking all about crafting a +1 experience. So if you see somebody from your team who is not here, shoot them a text, shoot them a quick DM, let them know we are about to begin. The link has been updated for the daily sales huddle. So check that LO chat to make sure they are getting the right one there. But let's get started. First up, activities leaderboard powered by Tempo. Here at UMortgage, we have an app called Tempo that's all focused on tracking your sales activities and growing your relationships. And you can earn points by doing different activities every single day. And we're here to show our leaderboard from yesterday. So in first, we got Joey I with 185 points from yesterday. Second, Kyle Koller, the host himself, with 158 points. And third, Mitch Gudry with 137 points. Huge shout out to the top three for getting it done yesterday. After that, in fourth, we got Brian Cardenas with 119. Fifth, Chris Bronstead with 117. Sixth, Jimmy Hobson, 113. Seventh, Andrea Erickson, 113. Eighth, Troy Firkenstad, 107. Ninth, Justin Huff, 107. And 10th, Gustavo Andrade with 106. Huge shout out to the top 10 for getting the job done yesterday and making it on that leaderboard. Next up, quick reminder, guys, CE. As a company, we are at 69% continuing education and renewing your licenses. We want to make sure we get that to 100% sooner than later. So I'm going to keep talking about this until we get to that 100% mark. So make sure you are doing it and getting that in. And another quick note, Tempo. I mentioned it earlier on the call. We have this app called Tempo, and we just added a great new feature to it. Notes. You can now put notes on each contact you have in Tempo, and it's going to give you this really great AI summary at the top, kind of defining everything that you put in all your notes and making it in a little digestible part in the beginning. So make sure you are going to your past contacts, adding some fresh notes to them, adding notes to new contacts you're making, and using Tempo to its full ability. Another thing we do here at UMortgage is play of the day. Every single day, we give a play to our LOs all about our theme day. Today's theme day is past clients, so we have a script for you that is about setting their strike rates. I'm going to drop a link to this script in the chat here. So your play is to give them a call, let them know what strike rates are, let them know that you could set them for them and help them save some money. So when the time is right, you can act fast and get the job done. So check out this script. Make sure you're calling your past clients, following this, and then tracking that activity in Tempo. And then lastly, tomorrow's theme day, we save our Fridays for VIP Relationships Day. That's your friends, family, your network, just checking in with them, connecting with them, seeing what they're up to, letting them know what you're up to, and continue to build those relationships. But those are all the updates I have for you guys. Today, we are joined by Kyle Koller, one of the OGs here at UMortgage, and he's going to be showing you guys how you could craft a +1 experience every single time. This presentation might go a little bit longer, so if you can stay, great. If you have to hop, totally fine. We have the recording for you guys. We'll make sure we send it out to every single person to watch whatever they missed. But Kyle, that is all I have for you. If you want to take over, I will hand it over to you.
Love it, man. Thanks for your help today. Can't help me make this work. Let me see if you guys can see my screen. I'm going to share it. Do we have a thumbs up on that, Caden?
We got you, man.
Okay. Well, this, I think with what's going on with Microsoft, we might have a little bit more intimate setting with you guys. So I appreciate who's on. Love seeing Adam West's little mug right there. You even got a camera on for me. Looking good, dude. Okay, crafting a +1 experience. So this is going to be good. I hope this is recorded just because I want to be able to send this out. But this is important. This is something that time and time again, I myself have gone through this, where I'm really crafting a great one, and then I've had times where I haven't crafted a great one. It just depends. It all starts with, guys, right here, you. So let's talk about that. Slides, I got this. Okay, so the biggest thing I was thinking about this is, how do you expect to give others a +1 experience if you can't give yourself a +1 experience? So I want you to screenshot this because we are in goals season. We are, at least as loan officers at UMortgage. Real estate agents should be thinking about your goals right now, and you should have that thought process of what can I do to have a 1+ experience for others, but how can you do it if you don't have it for yourself? So I recently just did the 12-week year, and we're going to talk about the very end on my call to action about the book. And in the book, it tells you to really take a look at yourself, look in the mirror and say, where are you at with your lifestyle? Where are you at with your community? Where are you at spiritually? Where are you at with your relationships? Where are you at with health? And where are you at on goals on your income? So you need to create this vision, right? You have to create this vision. If I was a branch manager on this call, this right here would be something that I would want to talk to my team about of let's get your vision dialed in for 2026. That's what I did. I got my vision dialed and it came with a lot of accountability, a lot of accountability. So for example, I'll give you an example. And I'm not saying, in spiritual, whatever moves you, if there's a greater good, if, whatever moves you. But for me, I'm in Utah and local community and I go to church and some of the leaders were like, hey, Kyle, I saw a cool video of you the other day. You were like teaching a bunch of loan officers. How come I don't see that guy at our church? He's like, where's that guy? What happened to that guy? And he really hit, was like, ugh, it's kind of a punch in the stomach. He's like, I don't see that guy. So, it was kind of nice to get someone to call me out on that because like, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should be more of that guy in the business setting in my community, spiritual community as well. So that was a huge piece for me and kind of an eye opener of like, you know what? I'm going to bring that guy. And the reason why I didn't want to bring that guy to that arena is because when you bring that guy to that arena, guess what happens? You have to level up. You just do. And I didn't want to level up in that arena. I wanted to level up in the income arena here on the bottom right? I want to make a lot of money. That's all I cared about at that time, right? But I've realized this, if you want to give a +1 experience to everyone, you got to focus on all of these things. It can't just be income or work. You have to focus on everything. So guys, call to action before you're going to learn about +1, what the experiences is and who provides these type of experience. Look into yourself and say, what kind of lifestyle do I want? What's a lifestyle that I think that can help me be able to feel good about myself so I can offer others a good +1 experience? Also, what am I doing in the community? Am I doing anything in the community whatsoever? What am I doing to help uplift others have a +1 experience outside of just the transaction? Because if you're helping people in the community, I can tell you what, giving them a +1 experience, you're going to give a +1 experience on this transaction. Also with the relationship, what about your spouse, your kids? Are you giving a +1 experience relationship with them? And we all know how difficult real estate, mortgages, everything is very difficult. It's just a slog. It's a grind. A lot of times you get caught in that grind and you're not giving +1 experiences to the right people. So start there. Tell yourself, I have a vision of what I want. I have goals of what I want. And it's a +1 experience with these people. Okay. And then lastly, health. I think health, if you have good health, that income will come. And so this next slide here, if you can just do anything, don't even listen to Kyle, just screenshot this. If you want to follow this guy, his name's Dr. James Nicolantonio. He's amazing. He got introduced me to Relight. We use Whoop. This is something that you can track. Track everything in your life. If you want to be a real professional, you need to track. Professionals actually track what's going on with their life, whether it be a CRM with their business, whether it be with their health, whether it be even counting calories. If you want to hit a goal, this is something that I think is really important. I love what he said here. Be boring, wake up early, go for a walk, get sunlight, lift weights, eat healthy, limit alcohol, cook at home, love your family. Boring is the new cool. I love this guy. Give him a follow. He's great. Shout out to him. But for me, the biggest things I took from him not only was just the Relight. This helps me. I've taken this out for a year and a half. I haven't got one headache. So salt helps a lot, but going out for a walk is huge. But going out for an intentional walk is even better. Make your calls outside. Go for a walk and make your 10, 15 calls. I promise you, you'll start seeing a lot from it. So again, how do you expect to give others a +1 experience if you can't give yourself a +1 experience? So what is a +1 experience? So it's any interaction that goes beyond expectations. It's not just grand gestures. It's about being thoughtful, intentional touches. And then the +1 experience turn happy clients into raving fans. So here's the formula. +1 experience equals competence. And we're going to talk about that. Communication, care, and consistency. So let's dive in real quick, guys. First stats, then stories. I got a lot of stories for you. This will be entertaining. 91% of buyers say that use their agent again, but only 13% actually do. That is wild. Wild. 70% of repeat borrowers use a different lender the second time. This is true, guys. 70%. So you're thinking that you're on top of your borrowers? Well, guess what? The stats don't lie. +1 experiences build an emotional connection and brand memory. So that's huge. And then lastly, team mentality makes the borrower feel safer. We're going to talk into that. Is very, very important on this. So what gives the 10 attributes of a +1 experience giver. So it's 10 here. So if there's 10 things you're going to learn about this, I want you, when you look at these slides, guys, I want you to envision yourself, I'm this person. So every time in your mind, when you're seeing these next slides, you are this person, or I'm going to be this person, okay? So really visualize throughout this. So we'll start. So number one, what type of person gets a +1 experience? Number one, it's a person who anticipates those needs. So they're going to solve problems before the other person even knows it's a problem. You get a file that comes in as a loan officer, you have to really evaluate everything that's going on and get ahead of the curve. What are kind of the one or two things you would say, you can put in the chat, that you're saying right now is the biggest challenges you're seeing when you're trying to get a pre-approval out? I want to see some chats. Affordability. There it is, Caden. No docs from buyers, Mr. West, Batman, yes. Credit, Trina, love that. Love that. Guys, this is strategy wins. I'm telling you right now. We have a great presentation that Todd Bitter did, the magic of the 2-1 buy down. You gotta have this. You gotta have this conversation. You have to have this conversation with your clients. You gotta strategize with the agent. I have 2 very specific deals right now where we're strategizing. We're trying to figure out the rates. These people have maxed out debt to income ratios, 49.99%, but they have to get a very specific rate to make this work. Well, the only way to make this work is going to be seller concessions. So what do? We have that conversation with the real estate agent. We have that conversation with the borrower. We teach them about what we need. And then guess what? The agents go out and crush it. They were able to get the seller concessions. I was able to get a very specific rate. I mean, I'm talking way low rate because the seller was able to provide that in our environment. But we game plan this now. Also, another strategy that things, have messed up for me in the past. For non-QM loans, I now get that CPA expense letter in the pre-approval process. Straight up. That has been the number one issue on most of my non-QM deals. Now I do that in the pre-approval process. I get it done. I figure it out then. I solve the problem before I know it's going to be a problem in the future in underwriting, and I solve it. So that's huge. Also, payment shock. Yes, Nicholas. You need to have this strategy conversation of, hey, here's your payment. Do you like this payment? Not really. Most people don't like the payment right now, but is it palpable enough? You find the strike rate, the strike payment. I had a gal, she really wanted $2,400. Well, guess what? $2,400, we got to get a temporary or a permanent buy down. Talk about the strategy. Make sure your real estate agent is informed about, yes, there's going to be seller concessions. On top of that, there's going to be concessions for the temporary 2-1 buy down. And I'm telling you, these little things is what gets you through the door. It's huge. Also, get on top of insurance, guys. Insurance right now is very, very costly. Get on top of that. I introduce my insurance guys immediately in the pre-approval process. You want to give a +1 experience? Anticipate their needs before it happens. All right. Number 2. I love this one. I'm using my man, Jimmy Hobson, our national sales leader. People who communicate fast and clearly and proactively are the people that gives a +1 experience. And did you know, guys, who's more busy than Jimmy freaking Hobson at U-Mortgage? I'm serious. I don't know if there's anyone who's more busier than Jimmy. Jimmy's the national sales leader. He's a branch manager. He does close to 90, 100 million in origination on his own. He's been my, my personal coach. He's been my personal, everything, right? But the guy responds so fast. The most successful and busiest people respond the fastest. And it's because they've mastered one thing. It's called decision velocity. And there's a great article if you want to go on LinkedIn. It's called The Responsive Paradox. Just put it in LinkedIn. It's great. But Jimmy's mastered this. The guy texts faster than anyone I know. He emails as fast as anyone I know. It's wild. I'm serious. That is his superpower, and that is how that guy does 10 to 15 units a month. Just that. I'm not even kidding you. Everything else is stellar. Setting up a proper file, doing a good job as far as communication goes, but I don't know anyone who communicates faster than Jimmy Hobson. I don't. I really don't. So I try to be like Jimmy. When I'm getting a text that I don't really want to respond to, and I'm sitting, with my kids at 7 o'clock at night, I'm like, I know Jimmy would respond to this uber fast. So I respond fast. So thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Do you want to chime in on that at all, Jimmy, my man? He's on our call. Okay.
Sorry, I was in the middle of a phone call. What was your question?
Exactly. I was just going to say, you've mastered this communication piece. And I think this really is a superpower. It's just something that, when I text you at 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, if you're not asleep, you're responding.
I think it's the only way.
Yeah.
If I'm faster than everybody else, I beat everybody else. That's the key. Now, I mean, obviously I'm good at loans, but that's the secret of my success is I had a client one time loop her friends in, and the response back when I responded within like 2 minutes was, see, I told you he'd be that fast. So
yeah. And that is why she will always refer him.
Yep.
Because we live in a world. We live in a world where people get immediate stuff. You can throw stuff in ChatGPT and get an immediate answer, even if it's right or wrong. You can go online. Everything's immediate. So you got to realize, I need to be immediate here to provide that +1 experience. And sometimes you don't know what you're going to say, but just simply saying, and then Adam does a really good job with this. If you call him, he has that automated, hey, sorry I'm in a meeting, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm telling you, that's so much better than just a simple call drop. +1, have that. Also, another thing I learned from Adam, text message templates. I have the fastest, most amazing text message template when I get introduced to a real estate agent, 3-way chat. It's, hi there. It's nice, warm and fuzzy. What we need to do, here's my application link. I just press hi because there's a sticky note thing that in your iPhone, I think Android has as well. I have a part where if I say hi there, everything else goes. That means I'm efficient. I'm sending it quickly. And then lastly, communication here, you gotta have a voicemail. There's so many loan officers and real estate agents I call, and it says, you have received this message. It doesn't go to anything. It's like, guys, come on. +1 experience. You're professional. So make sure you have that. You want to create that trust, certainty, and peace. All right, I love this next one of the type of person who gives a +1 experience. 2 stories here that I like. People that go above and beyond the bare minimum here. So, for example, I love this one. There's an Indiana football team. They're undefeated. They're one of the best teams in the state. They're playing the opposing team, and it's a muddy game. It's super muddy. It's just they destroy the locker room. What do? They go in and clean the entire locker room and make it better than it was before. This is the reason why this team's undefeated, because it's those little things that they do. Also, the MVP of the World Series, Mr. Yamamoto, he threw a complete game, by the way, which is insane, in the World Series. And what is he doing after this game? 8 Ks, 9 innings pitched. He's the one cleaning up the dugout by himself. So guys, if you go above and beyond, do the minimum things like this, I'm telling you, I can use Jimmy as an example. The guy takes the garbage out every day. The guy runs the building, and he's still taking the garbage out. So those little things, people go beyond the minimum. I like to talk about this as people who make people feel valued. And I like to use Ben Bell as an example here because I don't think there's anyone in this company, and Ben Bell's a branch manager out in Atlanta, Georgia, who make his team and others feel valued. He's very intentional. He's someone who I talk to because I know he's going to listen. He's really good at listening. I'm a talker, right? You guys can already tell on this. I'm Mr. Talker, Kyle. Talk, 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 talk. Shut up, Kyle. That's what I literally have something, if I could show you, that says shut up. Like, I need to shut up. If I could shut up more, I'd probably close as much loans as Ben Bell. Ben Bell is one of the top loan originators at eMortgage. He closes a ton of loans because not only does he gives a +1 experience for his clients, he does it for his team. He trusts his teammates. He's the one that his teammates choose the lender on the broker side because he knows they can get it done. That's why he can go out and do what he does best, because he makes others feel valued. He makes me feel valued. That's why I call him. I guarantee you a lot of guys can agree with this on this call. He makes people feel a lot of not only just value, but they're the most important people when you're talking to him. So I appreciate that Ben has this, and this guy gives a +1 experience because he makes others feel valued. Also, another thing I wanted to say, guys, in this industry, just so you know, how often do you think an underwriter or processor gets talked to in a really just kind of demeaning way? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a grind. How do you speak if you're a real estate agent to your transaction coordinator? How do you speak to title? The way you speak to people is huge, and Ben Bell has that experience. I'd like to use Adam, Sam, Jimmy. You think they know who the head underwriter is at the company the loans are selling to? Absolutely. What do you think the head underwriter thinks of them? They love them. Relationships matter because they make them feel valued. Do you know the head of underwriting at UWM from VA? If you don't, you're not doing a +1 experience. Do you know the head of underwriters at FHA for AFR? Do you know these people? These experience matters. Also, these people all day get complaints across the nation. Why don't you be that person that they actually had a nice conversation with the underwriter? Hey, Mr. Underwriter, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. You're amazing. Anything I can do to help you? Thanks, processor. I love you. Appreciate you. Keep crushing. Have you guys set up an appointments with your processors? Hey, can I just have a quick 5-minute, just let's go over our files real quick? That's plus one, guys. And the top guys here in the company and gals do that. All right. If you guys haven't seen this movie, it's called F1. I really love it. It's a great movie. It's with Brad Pitt. And it really kind of, there's this F1 team that's really struggling. So they bring in back Brad Pitt. He's kind of the ultimate underdog. He has never really won anything, but they're bringing in F1. And it's just kind of cool, the team experience. Now, I'm not going to ruin the movie here, but this is kind of the kid he's trying to mentor. His name's Joshua. But you'll see kind of in this scene that Joshua picks up what Sonny came in to do, and you're starting to see what happens when you make others feel valued and the teamwork here. So let's just show this real quick.
Yo! Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Guys, what's happening?
Park Femi, waiting for FIA to cut the seals.
Oh, good. Well, you got time then?
For what?
For... No.
Welcome to the Paddock Club for our most valued guests. Please, grab a drink, make yourselves at home, and enjoy the very best view there is of Formula One. Okay.
Hey guys, good stuff, keep going!
All right. If you have a chance, watch the movie. It's called F1. Look what the leader's doing on this. He's involving the entire team. Everyone on the staff. And F1's crazy because there's tons of people on the team. When you involve others on the team and you do it from the front, you see a big difference. And these guys, a lot of stuff happened for them because they did that. So watch the movie. It's great. But I like that scene because I couldn't find anything on YouTube of Brad Pitt's character doing this. Because the kid he's trying to mentor is like, this is stupid, this is dumb. But then he sees, wow, look how much more success we're having because everyone cares about each other in the transaction. So in their case, it's not a transaction, it's in the race. So number 5, halfway there, guys. People who are adaptable and solutions driven. So take a look at this. This is our transaction. Real estate transaction is this. It is freaking Jenga. It is Jenga. We never know till it's over. I am always stressed until I hear it's fun recorded. I just am. I'm going to make sure when we're talking about the next slide that other people aren't stressed because I carry on their stress. But I don't relax until I know this thing's done. Because Jenga, we've seen it. But what happens is people who are adaptable and solutions driven when it happens. So when something happens and everyone has, mess up, especially at a large volume. You're closing a lot of loans. You're closing a lot of real estate transactions. You think every single transaction is going to go well. I promise you're not going to be in real estate or be a mortgage guy and gal that long. You're just not. There's always going to be problems. And guess what? There's always going to be problems in our life that we can't control. There's just always going to be problems, no matter what. And everyone has their own problems. So don't get stuck on the problems. You need to realize, how can I get this to be solution-based? The best real estate agents and the best mortgage loan officers are the ones that have that attitude of, okay, this happens. What can we do moving forward to make sure that we find a solution here? And you guys on this call all have stories here, I promise. But take a look at the stories where you had the ones that were difficult and you found a solution. Do a social media video about that because those are huge. People respect time. They're punctual, prepared, efficient. I want to be prepared. If I'm going to give your time, you're taking 30, 45 minutes out of your day to talk to me, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be prepared to have this. Also, be prepared for your buyer consultations. Be prepared for your one-to-ones on your mortgage calls. This is huge. You come in late, it's going to be an issue. And I see this all the time on both ends, on my loan officers, title agents, real estate agents. Hey, I'm running late. I'm so sorry. Like, yes, stuff happens, but when you consistently do that, you're not providing a +1 experience. All right, number 7, guys. These are people, this is huge for me. people who show emotional maturity. So I had a first broker and I had this balloon analogy. I was, and I've had issues with stress my entire career. I think the number one thing is my stress. But one story he told me was he's like, "Hey Kyle, don't bring that into your house with your kids and your wife." He's like, "Take a mental note. You have this balloon. You're going to blow all of those, stresses into the balloon. You're going to tie it up and you're going to put it on the tree outside." He's like, "I want you to do this every single day you come home." And I've been doing that a lot. I took that story from him and I've been doing that for years. The other day I had a really stressful deal. Take a deep breath, park the car. I thought of the balloon. I'm like, balloon needs to stay. And then my kids are crazy. They're like jumping on my car. Like, why didn't I get there? I'm in that cool phase where the 4-year-old and the 5-year-old's like jumping on top of your car, excited to see you. How am I going to react on a stressful day? I don't want to bring that stress on them. So think of that stress balloon, guys. Keep it outside. And then when you got to go to work again, you're going to pick up the balloon and you're going to take it with you and you're going to figure it out. Also, taking ownership's huge. It's painful. But you got to take ownership. And if you take ownership for the things that you've done wrong, I promise you it's so much better instead of being Mr. Excuses. All right. 8, people who take pride in their work. I like my boy Sam Fulton right here. Landscaping. I have a house that requires a ridiculous amount of landscaping. And when I say a ridiculous amount, it is ridiculous. And I remember telling Sam, I was like, "You know what, Sam, I'll just make it the bare minimum so my neighbors don't complain." Sam's like, "Come on, Kyle." He's like, "Take pride in what you do, man. People are gonna walk by your house and be like, 'Man, I wish I had this house, but this guy doesn't care at all. Look at his yard.'" And I actually took that to heart. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to +1 this. And it took years because it was hard. It was a lot of work. But this year I've been able to have a great yard. It's been something I go outside and I have pride about it outside. So thanks to Sam, and his yard's phenomenal, by the way. I've driven by it, Sam, just to see if you were talking your talk. And he does walk the walk after he talks the talk. So, take pride, but don't have ego, don't have perfectionism here. Just, you gotta care a little more. You'd be surprised at how many people just don't care as much. So, take it to the other slide of the guy picking up the garbage. That's someone who takes pride in their work. All right, this one is my favorite as far as personally what I tell clients. You got to create certainty here. So I like to tell a lot of people in the transaction, you can tell when they're stressed. A lot of time people are going to be stressed. And real estate agents can attest to this because they see it way more than the loan officer. I would say professional, what are other titles that a realtor could say, therapist. But I like to tell them, hey, you see that stress right there behind you? Please give it to me. Put it on my back. I've structured a phenomenal file for you. And this is what I said about game planning. And this is what Jimmy mentioned in the text before this call. Is like, hey, talk about that. If you structure a great file and you do a great job during the pre-approval process, that's where you're like, I got this. I will take this on. So take that on and you're going to explain the path. You set the right expectations. And we'll get into that because after this number 9, 10, we'll be like, well, let's apply some of these things. It reduces their anxiety. Like, hey, I got this. They make complicated things feel simple. The people who gives a +1 experience. So it's like, I'm taking on all this stress for you. That's why. So when you're in your consultation with them, be like, what's the most important thing about you, Kyle? Well, I know my stuff. I've done over 1,500 transactions in my career. And you know what? Because I have the experience with it, I'm going to take on any stress that you may have on your shoulders and put it on mine. Relax. I got this. I got you. I have made sure that I have the right relationships, the right underwriters, the right people. We'll get this done because you're a +1 person. Last one. This one's huge. If you have literally no value to bring whatsoever, just bring good energy. I've been a person who brings great energy. I've been a person who's given terrible energy. And I can tell you right now, the guy who gave terrible energy always lost. Always lost. He lost everything, actually. The guy who brings in great energy, you could just have the most amazing energy on a call. You are going to close more loans. You're going to sell more houses. I'm telling you right now, you got to have this positive energy mindset. Things happen all the time. Even before this call. Before this call, I had to pick up my daughter from, she's from preschool, just because my wife's busy with something. And she just meltdown, lost it over something. She's 4. But normal me would be like, oh, that was so annoying. It's about 15, 20 of my time that I had to figure out because she wouldn't move. She was just she was just having a temper tantrum. But no. I'm not going to let that ruin my energy to provide great value for you guys in this call. But that's something I can't control. So you can't control what happens, but if there's one thing you can do, and that is it, is have positive energy, guys. People remember the transaction. They won't remember the transaction, but they'll feel how you made them. They'll remember how you made them feel. That's true. All right. This is awesome, Kyle. What about the application? That was cool. 10 things. That's great. Let's talk about the nitty gritty. Let's get in the weeds. So let's apply these things to have that +1. We got pre-approval stage, the home search, and offer stage, the loan process underwriting, closing day, and post-closing. And I'm going to go quick on these ones. So pre-approval, loan officers, you got to set the tone early. People say you can do a video introduction. I like to do a Zoom call or a Google Meet or whatever and celebrate each milestone. Appraisal comes in high. Hallelujah. That's amazing. Congratulations. Make sure you provide a guide of what you're going to do. I like to provide the temporary 2-1 buy down call. Here's all the numbers you have in front of you. So that payment shock is gone. Now with agents, please partner with a loan officer that does an actual pre-approval. Loan officers are so lazy. A lot of times I've seen loan officers, they'll throw out a pre-approval without even having docs. That is the number one. If they don't have docs and they send a pre-approval, but they ran credit and they feel good about it, that's not winning. That's not a +1 experience. That's just the bare minimum. You're going to have roadblocks that you may not see because most people don't know what they actually made with their bonus and commission. They know pretty well what their salary is, but their bonus commission, yeah, most people don't know. And self-employed individuals, they have no idea how much money they made. They really don't. They don't. So you have to have that expectation up front. Partner, have the game plan, know the seller concessions. Do they want to do a temporary 2-1 buy down? What program are we doing? Have it in, I don't know, we do a 3-way chat, but have it dialed in so you have a great pre-approval process. And then LO, you need to structure a phenomenal file for your team. Have a great loan submission. Have a great, explanation about the file. I had a very intricate file of a 4-pack. It didn't work with another lender. I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch to this lender. I'm gonna make sure this makes sense. And I had the most amazing loan narrative. And I just walked the underwriter through what they needed to do, and we closed it. That first time around, I didn't do that. Second time around, I learned my lesson, and I was able to learn my lesson in real time. But if you could do that every time, guys, you will set the standard. And then set communication standards. Do you want to do a 3-way chat? I like the 3-way chat because it puts me on blast. Real estate agent sees how fast I communicate, how good I communicate. I see how fast they communicate. We can hold each other accountable during this and set the tone from pre-approval to close. Home search and offer process. So for agents, share weekly check-in texts, video updates, even if there's no news. A great thing for you guys is, especially when you do refinances, help with, hey, what does this appraise for? The best thing you can do for your clients is kind of check what a CMA or what their home would appraise for. They love that because they're like, oh, well, I'm not selling my house, but my realtor's stepping in to help. That right there is the best marketing you can do. You're spending hours and hours and hours trying to find marketing. Provide that value for them during the refinance. And then celebrate everything that's happening. Congrats, this is amazing. Get them excited. Everyone's a little bit stressed when they're buying a house. We tone it down on the stress. And then loan officers, you got to be visible. You got to offer quick affordability calculations. And you got to show you're responsive. So people like to send coffee gift cards when they're out. Sometimes I like to use Swig and Fizz is what I like. That's something I like a lot. But home search, you got to make an experience for them during this process before we even get into the house. Loan process and underwriting. So we use milestone updates. We have it in our CRM. We have it in our text. We even have it in our days. Every day, there's some sort of milestone of some certain thing that we need to do. And we personalize this. Personalize your communication of how you like to communicate on it. And again, videos +1. Show a video about or a voice memo of what's going on. And then agents just keep reinforcing that. Align your messages with your loan officers. Like, how do you guys want to communicate? Like, instead of talking about just like random stuff when you're going to coffee, like talk about how's our communication? Is it dialed? Do we have a good experience? Like, is our experience pretty on point? Like, do you like the way that I email you when the appraisal comes in? Like, do you like that wording? Do you like that I give it to the borrower? Do you want me to give it to you? Like, make sure you align everything. And then closing day. Show up in person as possible, obviously. Capture the moment. The number one thing I hate on Instagram and Facebook that I see every freaking loan officer, if I see this one more time, this photo of their leg, like, you don't know if you can see me sitting down, but they're sitting down and they're kind of taking a photo at a clothing, put it on their story. I'm like, come on, capture this moment. Make a really good photo, have a gift there for them, +1 the experience. And then guess what? The next year it happens, you can send them that photo again and say, congratulations, this was great. Or even better, you tag them on Facebook, and guess what? Their whole feed sees it. Congratulations, these guys bought a house. And then Facebook will actually the next year tell them about their anniversary, and they'll remember you. So obviously ask for permission, but this is a +1 thing that I swear I saw one the other day. And I have a closing and just kind of like make sure no one sees it. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, just, it's awkward. I get it. But practice it. Hey guys, this is a huge moment. Let's take a family photo. You guys just bought your first house or second house or your house. Like, you've worked so hard to get here. Like, you're crushing it in your business. You're crushing it. Make sure you +1 it. Do the photo. And then lastly, send the closing gift. I love the cutting board. I think it's the greatest. I send it 2 weeks after every closing. The cutting board is awesome. It says their name on it. They actually use it. I'm the big fan of it. Huge fan of the cutting board. So if you haven't done the cutting board, do the cutting board. You can do it for FREE if you use UWM on the broker side. Pretty sweet. Post-closing. This is the number one. This is where that statistic shows at the very end. The stats of why they never use us. People have ideas of maybe do a housewarming party for the buyers. You got to schedule intentional follow-ups. What I do for sure is when that first payment comes in, that letter, congratulations to your new mortgage, like I call them. Hey, how's the move gone? Hey, can I help walk you through on the payment? Also, if you need any help in the future, because loans are going to get sold to servicing, stuff like that, please call me first. I will help solve that for you. And I do that a lot. I solved someone got a new servicer. They couldn't really get a hold of them. I got them connected. I am their loan officer, regardless of what servicer they use. So think of that as a real estate agent as well. You want to have a 1-week check-in, a 1-month anniversary card, and then I would say annual mortgage and value check-in. And that's where I like to loop in the real estate agent. Hey, I'm a loan officer. I don't know what this can appraise for. Let me loop in your real estate agent. Let's see how much equity you have. And that's a big, big, big touching point for people every year. You should have that every year. Loop in your real estate agent. Loop in yourself. Client appreciation. Take notes on your clients. You really want to figure out. Follow them on Facebook. I follow every single one of my clients on Facebook and Instagram. Every single one. I'm liking their posts. I'm liking their kids. I have a past client that just moved to Alaska. I just message her and say, congratulations, you moved to Alaska. That's amazing. And she's like, it's so crazy. You've been on top of it for me. You're just my loan officer. I'm like, well, I appreciate that you like my stuff as well. So it's past clients, right? Co-hosts, client appreciation events. I mean, the biggest ones that I've crushed are movies. Everyone wants to go to movies, especially a family of 5 or 6. That's expensive to get popcorn, soda. Like, go do the math. Go to a movie, not the dollar theater, and see how much that costs that family. I'm telling you right now, these ones crush it. I love it. I do 2 or 3 a year. I get so many people through the door on the client appreciation movie events. Handwritten notes. I like to use the Sharpie. Using the Sharpies, it's thick. You can write it real quick. You have to be concise. You have to be memorable because you don't have much to write. And then spotlight your clients on social media. I'm going to wrap this up. What do we got? Working together. Okay. Working together, guys. Have co-brand touch points. We have all the branding in the world. Yeah, you can get out to your real estate agents. We have so many different programs and amazing things that are incredible. List reports is phenomenal. It's amazing. Tag each other. Help each other. Help each other learn how to do a social media video. All right. Okay, then. I tried to crush this. Questions? Anything, guys?
Kyle, you absolutely crushed it. If anybody has any questions for Kyle, feel free to raise your hand, put it in the chat. You hit on a lot of really great stuff there, Kyle. One thing that you did hit on that I really like that I think I learned from you was sending the closing gift a couple weeks or a week or two after the closing.
After.
Day of closing, there's so much going on. It's kind of hard to beat getting a brand new house. No gift can kind of compete with that.
Do it for everything. Everything.
Yep.
Having a baby. Also, when someone passes away, that whole week, be there for them, obviously. Be there for them 3 months later. Gets very lonely. That's +1ing.
Great. That is a great tip, Kyle. It's not just getting the deal done. It's the best +1 you could do is after the loan. So make sure you're staying on top of it. Kyle, I see the call to action here. I'll let you take it over.
All right, call to action. Do you guys actually want to win this next year? Do you actually want to have goals that you follow through on? I just finished this book. It's like $10 on Amazon. It's phenomenal. The 12-week year. Everyone's going to have their goals. I had no idea what was going to happen in November from January. I had no idea that October was going to be super sucky for me. I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going to happen in those months. I can see what's going to happen 12 weeks ahead of me. So if I were a manager on this call, if I was a real estate leader on this call, this is what I'd be reading right now. Right now. And that comes from that first slide where you can get your vision. It tells you to go over your vision. It tells you a simple action plan of what you need to do. It tells you to get the accountability partner. So every Monday you can tell them, did you do these things? Yes or no? It structures everything. And that's how I'm going to run my branch of a 12-week year. We're going to do 4 of them. And we're going to see how 2026 looks like using that structure, because you can't tell what's going to happen 12 months from now. You just can't. But you can 12 weeks from now.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you so much, Kyle. We appreciate you per usual. That was a great presentation. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
See you
See
guys.
ya.